I'm Carrie Mallet. I'm a junior and I'm in Alpha Gamma Delta.
How would you describe campus unity at Lehigh?
I think that there obviously are a lot of issues with campus unity. I think people on the surface attribute it to Greeks, non-Greeks, athletes, but I think it's a lot deeper than that. And I think
Housing at Lehigh is separated into three main categories. The first is first year, outlined in blue. The next is the non-Greek upperclassmen, whose houses are circled in red. They live interspersed throughout the campus and off campus. They also live in the Live Lehigh communities to the west of the Alumni Building. With the exception of Sayre Park and Umoja, the Hill is exclusively Greek. Many Greek students also live off campus during their senior year.
Especially with the dorms when you have co-ed floors, you gotta mix genders and mingle and make friends with the opposite sex, as well as single gender floors, you gotta make a lot of new friends. In terms of the Hill and Greek housing, I think it's awesome how everyone in Greek life can kind of be around each other.
There's also a very strong Live Lehigh program which encourages student oriented groups with like themes to come together and outdoor adventure, music appreciation, folks who like the same things come together. And then there's also university initiative housing such as the Umoja House or Choice Housing, which is our drug and alcohol free living space. There's also gender neutral housing available, kosher living. Those are all things provided by the university. So I think we offer a wide variety of housing.
I think that housing on this campus is unifying for the groups that live together, but in general it's segregating in terms of campus unity. I think at Lehigh we've got an attitude about groups that is pretty unique to Lehigh, and that's a pretty segregating thing.
I wouldn't call it a united campus. I would not say that it rallies together for one cause or one thing very often. I think there's a variety of different groups represented pretty much every time there's an issue. So I would not say we're a very united campus.
Having students in residence halls versus Greek houses is just an inevitable divide between Greek students and non-Greek students.
I think people are very insular and find a group or organization that they are comfortable in and then don't really try to meet people outside that group. And I think that can be said for anyone who's in any campus organization, whether you're in a specific residence life system like Choice or the green one or anything, that people just don't want to move outside their comfort zone and boundaries and get to know people of different backgrounds and areas of campus. I think that's
because the houses here they're up on the hill, and I never go up there for any reason. So I never see the people who live in those houses unless they're down in class on campus.
Hi, I'm Bridget. I'm a junior. I'm a Griffin and Tremblay. And I think that common space is a big deal in housing for unity, and you need common space in order to have unity for a community. Last year I was at Griffin and M&M, and I could see that there's a much more inclusive community in my hall, rather than this year I'm in Tremblay where there's no common spaces and people are less willing to talk to each other and interact with each other.
I never lived in a Lehigh apartment, but I assumed that the different styles of housing would definitely play a role in the interactions with people. Last year I lived in Lower Sense in Stoughton, so I lived on an all-guys hall, and we always had our doors open, people could go in and out, and it was definitely more of a community feel. For one, what I've noticed when I visited friends in Sayre is that no one really leaves their dorm open, and since these are all freshmen who group together as like friends for some of the better housing, they aren't really making an effort to hang out with different people.
Because everyone's so busy and getting their work done, and kind of either they're not in their apartments or they're in their bedrooms. There's not really a community space that people go to hang out to unless.
Would you agree that you go inside the UC more often now because of FMA?
Definitely upper, yes.
And do you think that has, if other Greek houses didn't have chefs, that they would maybe be around campus more often in buildings like the UC?
Yeah, if we didn't have chefs, there would be no else to eat besides upper or eating off campus.
Overall, I haven't really noticed an increase in unity among Greeks due to FMA. When I go to eat at Upper, I've noticed that it's normally just me and the guys that I know already, and I don't really make an effort to meet others. I haven't seen many other people trying to make an effort, so I don't think it's really that unifying not having the chefs at the house. It's just an inconvenience.